Hey guys, good morning. Hope you guys are doing awesome today. Happy Monday. If you're on Facebook, should be pretty funny looking face of myself there. Go check it out if you're on YouTube or vice versa. Check each other out. So today we are going to talk about the best way to get people to tell the truth according to science. It's good to be truthful, right? Let's see. All right. This is articles by Eric Van Epps. Have you ever lied on your resume? Um, did your campaign coordinate with the Russian government during the 2016 election? Will you sign with the Lakers this summer? If you asked me this question, you'd expect my response to be truthful. Otherwise, why would you even bother asking the question? But it turns out that changing the way you phrase a question can affect whether people answer honestly or whether they conceal the truth. In a series of studies published by Journal Organizational Behavior and Human Decision Process, my colleague and I test how questions phrased influence how people respond in competitive settings such as negotiations or job interviews, where people are strategic about what information they choose to reveal. All right, let's check it out. For example, in one of our studies, we asked the lab participants to sell a used electronic device to a fitness buyer who was actually a member of our research team. One of the things we told the participant that was that the device had frozen in the past and lost all stored music, a serious problem that any buyer would want to know. But it turned out that whether they shared the information depended on the type of questions they were asked. When buyers inquired what problem does it have, 89% answered truthfully and mentioned the history of crashing. However, when asked the more politely seeming but less assertive question, it doesn't have any problems, does it? Only 61% of the sellers mentioned the device had crashed. Worse still was that when buyers asked them general question, what can you tell me about it? Only 8% of the sellers ever disclosed the truth about the device history of crashing. Interesting. When we asked the sellers about their impressions of the buyers, their results were clear. Those who asked what problems to have were rated as the most knowledgeable and assertive, and these impressions predicted whether the sellers told the truth. We found similar patterns in other contexts when asked presumptive questions. In a typical week, you occasionally use work time for personal emails and social media, right? Hypothetically, job candidates were more likely to admit to common but unprofessional behaviors like gossiping about coworkers, or yes, using work time for personal email or social media. Employers were also more likely to admit to these toxic corporate culture. Interesting. When asked more general or less presumptive questions, these participants kept negative information to themselves. Yeah, there's 3 questions. Why do people respond so differently depending on how a question is phrased? It's because some questions reveal more information than others. Presumptive questions communicate that the question asker already knows something. So it's best for the response to come clean. Respondents to come clean. So it's best to come clean and tell their side of the story by disclosing the information rather than be found to be lying. In a mock job recruitment study, participants acting as employers were given a backstory about their company with both relevant and irrelevant details about the company's history and current programs. When asked a presumptive question, participants often admitted that they had been compliments of junior level associates, feeling abused by used the admission as an opportunity to explain that such abusive practices were typical in the industry or a pivot a discussion of solutions that the company had started to implement. Interesting. But when questions are more general or less presumptive, respondents may figure that the question asker is not comfortable pursuing that information, and the respondent can more easily change topics without getting caught. For example, when asked a general question about the corporate culture in the same mock job recruitment study, many respondents ignored the far more relevant complaints of abuse and instead excitedly talked about the introduction of casual jean Fridays around the office. If you're worried about potential problem, ask about it directly, even if the point of directly asserting that problem exists and asking if the respondent will contradict you. It may feel confrontational, but our research shows that questions can demonstrate that you are both smart and assertive, and they will get you more honest responses. Interesting. So just how you phrase a question can make a difference. I like it. All right, guys, thanks for being here. So on Wednesday, we're going to talk about 10 ways to teach your children to be honest. It's good to have honest children, right? All right, guys, that's it for today. Happy Monday. I hope you guys are awesome and have a great, positive day. All right, take care. Bye.